this is the explanation that got me over the bar. And he's talking about this short that I posted a few weeks ago. Hello, great video again. Can you elaborate on the armpits pull? What do you mean by that? Thanks. All right, I'll show you. So when you're pulling with your armpits, you're pulling closer to the bar and having the best bar path. You don't want to pull away from the bar. And when you're focusing on pulling with your armpits, closing your armpits as fast as possible, you're pulling straight up and then over the bar. So right now I will just focus on pulling with my armpits. So first of all, I just want to thank John Clark for buying me 3 coffees. Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate you. And John writes, doing well with the green band. Thank you and happy Christmas. I'm so happy you're doing well with the green band, and happy Christmas to you as well. And if you want to support my channel in a small way, if you found my advice beneficial to your muscle up journey, you can also buy me a coffee. I leave a link to my buy me a coffee page in the description below. And thank you so much for all your support. Cheers. What weighted pull-ups is most effective? 30 kilo but only the eye reaches the bar, or 20 kilo and chin is over full pull-up? Thank you so much for your question. So just to put this in context in your muscle up journey, I always recommend doing your weighted pull-ups to increase your explosiveness for the muscle up. And the rep ranges I recommend is around 5 for 2 to 3 sets, going as heavy as you can. And to answer this question, I recommend that you can pull at least to under your chin or lower. But for you specifically, I would recommend using the 20 kilo and pull the bar under your chin. I think that will give you the best results for the muscle up. And if your goal is to unlock your first bodyweight muscle up in 2025, I offer muscle up coaching, and it's perfect for you who've been struggling with your muscle up for a while and can't seem to get the results that you want. And if that's you, I'm happy to help, and you can just contact me. My email is in the description below, and I'm looking forward helping you get your first bodyweight muscle up. And Greg writes, so I have taken your advice about going back to more band reps. I have kind of hitting a wall with my muscle ups, and I watched your tip about just going back to the bands and doing 5 reps on purple, then black, then red. I can do 5 reps on black fine, and next we'll work on 5 clean on the red. I also have been trying high pull-ups as well. Do you do high pull-ups in your routine, and would you think it's good for me to add that in as well? Thank you so much for your question, Greg, and I've been following your journey for a while, and you worked yourself up to a heavy single. I think it was over 10 kilos. It's very common hitting a plateau, and when you're hitting a plateau in your muscle ups, I think this is a great way to regress a little bit but making gains in the long run. So what Greg is speaking about is going back to bands again, and I think this is really beneficial, but it can be a little bit hard for the ego. The muscle up is a weird exercise in the sense that when you make small technique adjustments, and when you're removing the kip more and more, and also removing the swing, so you're swinging less, the muscle up becomes much harder. So after a while, you're just using your arms and lats to pull yourself over the bar to do your muscle ups. In the beginning, you're using a little bit of a kip, and that's okay. You're using your hips a little bit, that's okay. But over time, you want to refine your technique, and when you're refining your technique, the muscle up suddenly gets harder again. So when you're at a stage that you want to refine your technique, or when you hit a wall or a plateau, the best thing you can do is to go back and use the red band for a while. So the first step, I would say, use the cleanest technique as possible for you and use the red band and start working yourself up to 5 reps. And all those 5 reps should be clean and kind of easy at the end. Some people also work up to 10 reps with clean form with the red band before starting their bodyweight muscle up journey. For some people that can feel extreme, but if you have that kind of patience, it will reward you greatly in the long run. But you can also work yourself up to 5 clean muscle ups with the red band, and then start your set with doing like 1 to 3 bodyweight reps, and then 1 to 3 reps with the red band. That can be like 1 set, and do that for like 3 sets. So spending time cleaning up your form, building up your strength with the red band is a very good idea in my view. And also incorporating weighted explosive pull-ups will make you reach the muscle up much faster. And Devin writes, the best muscle up coach right here. Thank you so much, Devin. Repetition or constant practice makes perfect. I think it took me 2 to 3 months to reach a bodyweight kipping muscle up. Now I had to take a break from them to heal my elbow inflammation. It's been over 3 months, but I'm excited to incorporate them back into my routine gradually. It really does take a long time to get a clean muscle up with no kipping. Good luck to everyone. Mike is so helpful at answering questions too. And again, thank you so much, Devin, for your your kind words, and I'm so happy that your elbow is healing and that you started your muscle up training again. Always nice to hear from you. Is it important or recommended that the weight for lat pull down for this purpose should allow to pull the hand bar to touch one's chest or better pull to the waistline? Thank you so much for your question. And what he means is I like to use the lat pull down for my weighted pull-up training as an accessory exercise for the muscle up. So basically I'm using the muscle up technique for my lat pull downs, which is a narrower grip, elbows facing forward and pulling as explosively as I can. And my recommendation is to use a weight where you can do 5 reps for 2 to 3 sets, and you can pull to under your chin or to your chest level. You don't need to pull to your waist. If you can pull to your waist, I would recommend increasing the weight, because the purpose of this exercise is to get more explosive, and pulling explosively with heavy weights is a really good way to increase your explosiveness. I hope this helps. John Clark writes, excellent training advice as always. Thank you so much, John. How do you rate neutral grip pull-up as training for muscle-ups? They appear to be easier on the elbow joints and keep the arms closer to the body than pronated grip. If for any reason you feel uncomfortable or you feel a little bit of pain doing pronated pull-ups, I don't see a problem with using a neutral grip for your pull-up training, especially if you're doing weighted pull-ups. You can definitely use a neutral grip if that gives you less discomfort. Yeah, I don't see any problem with that. The worst thing that can happen on our muscle up journey is that we push ourselves too much, and in worst case we get an injury, and that will set us back a lot in our muscle up journey. So playing around with different grips for your muscle up accessory exercises is a good idea. Kevlar85 writes, any recommendations for gloves for winter reps? When I train outside, the gloves I use for muscle ups is like thin cotton gloves that I buy from my local pharmacy, because when I tried the thicker gloves I lose the feeling of the bar, so to speak, so I don't really like that. Even if it's really cold outside, I still just use my thin cotton gloves. It's still cold, but not as cold as with doing reps with no gloves. Yeah, my recommendation would be to find some kind of thinner gloves so you don't lose the connection with the bar.